All right, folks, good morning. All right, let's get started here. So for today, June the 3rd, we have Tuesday, June the 3rd, we have the following. At 10 a.m., we'll have JOLTS job openings, which is expected to have a substantial impact. Factory orders month over month also, which is expected to have a light impact. Sometime today, we'll have RCM TIPP economic optimism, not an important report. We'll have Ward's total vehicle sales all day today, not important either. At 12:45 p.m., we'll have FOMC member Goolsby speak. At 1 p.m., we'll have FOMC member Cook. And at 3:30 p.m., we'll have FOMC member Logan. None of these are expected to have significant impact. After market close, we'll have API weekly statistical bulletin, not important and not going to happen during the trading session. All right, so let's take a look at the markets. All right, once again, we see that characteristic pattern of a sell-off and then a recovery bounce. We've been seeing that repeatedly, usually happening in the pre-market for QQQ. And yesterday's action was mostly bullish, but it was definitely at the beginning of the day not very consistent. Strong move up, then very strong move down, and then we get onto a trend. All right. Yesterday we found a couple of stocks. AMD was one of them. Bullish opportunity did eventually uh, go up, but we got stopped out on that pretty early in the early volatility. But then eventually started to trend up. Never got to T2, but got pretty far. And then we have Rivian, which was bearish. It was able to pass our target number one to the downside, but not any farther. So we basically broke even on that. Taking a look at the pre-market, here's what we have so far. Let's go one by one. First up is AGEN, which is currently up about 18.9% on 3.2 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to our radar. Sorry, 1 second here. Where did my radar go? Hold on for 1 second, guys. Hmm. Well, guess I accidentally deleted my radar. But anyway, so I have to create a new one. All right, so AGEN is on our radar today. All right, next up is, well, I don't know if this one qualifies, but check out APLD. Okay, that is up 7.8% on 9.7 million shares, at least $1 per share. APLD is now added. Next up is our AREB, which is presently up about 26% on 4.9 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add that AREB to our list. All right, next up is BMGL. That's currently up 9.4% on 9.6 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add BMGL to our list. Next up is EYEN, which is presently up 10.8% on 10.2 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add EYEN to the list. Next up is KPRX, which is presently up 54% on 18.9 million shares. Is at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that KPRX to our list. Next up is MLGO. That's not up or down enough, so we'll skip that one. Next up is NIVF, which is presently up 170% on 42 million shares, at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that NIVF to our list. Next up is NVDA, and that does not qualify, so we'll skip that. Next up is NVTS. Okay, that's up 4.16%, so not enough. All right, so we'll skip that as well. Next up is REKR, which is presently up 28%, let's say 29% on 10.1 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add that to our pre-market watch list, REKR. Okay, next up is TRAW, which is presently up about 92% on 42.2 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that TRAW to our list. And Tesla looks like it's slightly up. Yeah, not up enough, but it's slightly up. But we'll skip that one as well. All right, folks, so let me add our current list here in the chat. All right, if you folks see any other stocks meeting all 4 of our criteria, other than, of course, the ones I already mentioned, let me know in the chat. 4 criteria are: must be a NASDAQ listed stock, trading at least $1 per share in the current pre-market session. It also right now must be at least a 6% price change, positive or negative, and it must have achieved at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume. All right, RSLS is mentioned. That's up over 70%, about 10.8 million shares, at least $1 per share. That definitely qualifies. So RSLS is added. Next up is REVB, which is presently up about 23% on about 32 million shares. It currently is at $1 per share. Hopefully it stays above that, so it's right on the cusp of qualification. But we will add that. Next up is ALZN, which is currently up 12.57% on 1.3 million shares. And it's at least $1 per share. So we'll add that to our list. And lastly is SISI, which is currently up 14% on 19.5 million shares. But it is under $1 per share, currently trading at 49 cents. So we will pass on that. All right, folks, so we'll wrap up for today's Pre-Market Pulse. Please be sure to like the video. I see we have 7 likes, but more than 7 people watching. So please be sure to hit that like button, which greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. And if anyone's watching this video on a replay and you're not familiar with our company, check out fundertrading.com. That is our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Other than that, for everybody part of the coaching program, I'll see you there in about 15 minutes. All right. Have a great trading session. I'll see you for tomorrow's Pre-Market Pulse. Take care.